Top. How many hours late are we?
Just the three
3 hours late.
16 minutes.
So we did promise you 2 o'clock. Then we said leave it until 3. Yeah, do you know what we'll do 4. And then we knocked it to 5, and then we're at 5:15. And listen, we would have been at 2, but you've had a lovely Monday, haven't you?
I've had a beautiful Monday.
Jesus
I love a
Christ.
Monday in the red line.
Yeah, doing all your administration. Swear to God, he's like Mashiri going around the gap here trying to sort problems out with the local team. But look, we're gonna do a few minutes here. We're in the red line in Liverpool, Slater Street, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
It is Slater Street. It's Slater Street. I think I put it on the description actually. But this is the Talkin Kop. We're gonna have a little bit of reaction to Brentford. Keith, Ashley, Kev, and Matt last night done an hour and 10 minutes. That's up for you to download and all that. This is a member show. Comments may come up on the screen. Carlo's behind there. He may see it. Can you see the any comments coming up there, Carlo?
I'm just looking at the pointing in the wall there.
All right. The pointing in the wall is lovely. Is there any comments there?
There's 3 thumbs up.
Sound. Right, but we might be able to see the comments. Do you know what? Steve has his thing open there. He might be able to pass me the comments on another phone. But if you have any comments, shout them in. But Brentford. Carl's touching the screen now. My nerves are gone.
Especially after
The other day. It's all right. Carl says it's brand new. Anyway, Brentford.
Yeah.
A 2-0 win. A couple of things I want to touch on. The guys last night went through the game and stuff like that, but a couple of things I want to touch on. Atmosphere. What did you make of it? Because I've seen loads online saying it was terrible. You know, the Anfield's like being like this for ages. I had my own view on it. What did you think of it? We were in very similar parts of the ground. I was in the lower Anfield Road end, nearly in the Kenny, and you were in the upper. What did you make of the atmosphere?
I know I said it to you when I came out of the ground. I thought there was more singing coming from the Anfield Road end than anywhere else in the ground. Like, it's not a competition, but do you know what I mean?
We won. What's our prize?
You normally expect it to be coming from the Kop, but it seemed to be coming from the Anfield Road end. And
Can I smoke with this?
And to be honest, there were like. Normally in the Anfield Road end or the main stand, you kind of have, it's more like families and stuff like. There were some
It reacts to the Kop.
There was some absolute hardcore fans in myself and Robbie, and they were starting the chants and everybody joining in. But then there was quiet parts.
But your reason you're getting that is because they opened the Anfield Road end, you have an extra 9,000 seats.
Yeah, true.
I think 7,000 seats in the ground. So a lot of people that were on season ticket waiting lists that would have went an awful lot to the game.
I think they released an extra 1,000 season tickets. When they opened.
So you're getting lads in there. There was loads of lads around us. Knew every fucking song. Starting up songs, the whole lot. But here's my view on it. The atmosphere was quite good. Right? The atmosphere was quite good. And I think it's all reacting to slot. I think that's that style of football. You know, like, I think everyone was nervous. Playing out from the back, what is going on here? Because we're used to get the ball at the pitch, Klopp going like a lunatic on the side of the pitch, and then we play it and we see how we get on. Whereas this was much more controlled, and I thought there was an uneasiness.
I think maybe the atmosphere matched the play. When we were moving fast, when we were moving up the pitch, there was an atmosphere. When we were passing around at the back, there was like a lull. I said it to you last night. I could actually hear somebody speaking to each other about 4 rows behind me when it got that quiet. It got really quiet. But it is a nervousness. It's a newness as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Nobody knows what to expect. I was only thinking about it earlier on. When I was upstairs using the facilities, and I was like, it's like if you get a new girlfriend, and I know you like when I do these kind of comparisons.
Right, come on.
And they cook lasagna different to your last girlfriend. And you're like, oh, that's different.
Okay.
But I'll get used to it.
Right.
And I think that's it's gonna take us a while to get used to this style of play. And look, Slot's very honest when he comes out and he explains why that's the style of play. And the way I see it is, and we said it here earlier on, last year when we got the ball, and Soboslai got the ball several times yesterday, and he could have powered on forward, but he turned back, Gravenberch as well, turned back and played it back. And you were saying it's like taking the sting out of Brentford. Last year, with the way we played, we'd probably go hell for leather trying to get up the pitch and score a goal. We'd probably get the ball turned over. it's wide open. Brentford go
probably
up the
win the
other
game.
end and get yeah, but they probably score 1 or 2. It
Yeah.
probably finishes 3-2.
Yeah, my big thing on it was when Brentford threatened and Liverpool won it back. There was times where we tried to hit them on the break when it was real obvious, put one over the top or whatever. But when Brentford threatened, what we done was we won the ball back and went, right, these aren't getting any momentum in this game. We're going to hold this ball for 5 minutes and we're going to make them run. And I'm not saying they chased it all over the place, but we're going to make them shift this way and that way and drop back and tempt them in and whatever else. And then when we actually got the ball and played for a while, that's where we looked to kill them.
Yeah.
Being incisive, Szoboszlai making great runs on the inside right, Robertson trying to overlap Diaz, Gravenberch was excellent, McAllister I thought was quiet up until about the last 20, but it is a case of taking all momentum out of the opposition. And you're seeing it because after 70 minutes,
They were banjos.
There's nothing left. There's nothing left.
I think after the Salah goal, that was they if the ref asked them will I blow it up, they probably would have said yeah.
Yeah.
They were not.
Yeah.
They were out on their feet.
75 minutes, you just want to blow it up, yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Fair
But
enough.
it's just going to take people time to get used to. It's a different way of doing it. But
Yeah.
as long as the end result stays the same, I think everybody should be happy. The crowd will get used to it as well.
Yeah.
There will probably be lulls in I mean, I get that crowd's going. They went all this whole Anfield is a library and stuff like that. Sometimes people just want to watch the match as well.
In fairness, I didn't hear the Brentford fan once yesterday.
No.
And it was a great opportunity if Anfield wasn't in great form to Brentford fans to get up and cause an atmosphere for themselves and get their players going. But Brentford didn't look like they were inspired by their fans at all yesterday. And I think the reaction of Brentford fans was kind of telling on the game. Because Brentford, if you look at it, they've one ball in the box that I think Collins gets a header on, goes wide. They have one shot from, is it Lewis Potter that played
first half,
left
I
wing?
think, yeah.
And Allison says fairly, and there's a header at the back post. By the way, that left winger for Brentford was really good. He's a really good player. He was probably their best player. Lewis Potter, I think, is his name. He has a first name as well. He's a double-barrel name. And I think that was kind of Brentford going, we're not going anywhere here. Even when we have the ball, we're not doing anything. Like Liverpool are just winning it back and then going, we're not getting the ball back. Simple as that. And Liverpool successful 92% of something like 600 passes yesterday. I think it's one of the highest percentage rates, maybe for Liverpool or across all teams since the stats came out.
I think 2003, 2004,
Yeah,
I think.
so 20 years.
Off the stats, I think, started.
Yeah, and I know Liverpool have done things against Sheffield United at Anfield in, I want to say 2021, where they made 1,000 passes. Never seen before. But yesterday I think it was something like 690 passes, 92% success rate. And people might come across and go, yeah, it was like watching paint dry. But I've no problem with it. If we go
like
out,
I said, as long as the end result is
if
the
you
same.
can hit 2-0 every week, we're not conceding, we're scoring 2 goals, and let's be honest, we should have probably had another 2 or 3. I think a fair result there, yes, is probably 4-1. I think they give Brentford a goal for the header at the back post.
Yeah.
I think 4-1's probably fair, right? So the atmosphere, I think, is going to be I think it's going to be something where it builds. And I think it was interesting that Slot comes out after the game and goes to the Kop. Gives the Kop a clap,
Yeah.
and he didn't do it in Apartment Road, he left, and people were like, he means business. But I think his first game day yesterday, I think he recognised these people have to get used to what we're doing and buy into it. Little things like clapping the Kop after, people start to buy into it. I appreciate just being there, I appreciate just the support, and it might be a bit alien to you, but I don't think Liverpool fans have minded being alien for a while if we're continuously winning games.
No, that's what I'm saying. As long as the end result is the same. Like I said, that game last year, you're winning by the odd goal. This year, we've had 14 games under him. Not 14 games, sorry, 7 games under him.
Yeah.
We've scored 14 and we've only conceded 2. That's including pre-season.
Yeah.
So that's 6
Nothing wrong
points
with it.
in the league.
Yeah.
4 goals scored, none conceded. Do you know what I mean? Would
Yeah.
people prefer
And
helter-skelter, up and down the pitch, winning it by
Somewhat.
the odd goal? Yeah, no, it's exciting. I know it is.
But we need to stop comparing. I was doing a thing for the Kop TV yesterday with Alex, and I was saying to him, it was really good, but it's still a process. And you're nearly hesitant to mention Jurgen Klopp, because as soon as you mention Jurgen Klopp, it's like, oh, you're having a go at Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
You're not. You're saying, listen, I'll say it now, and I'm constantly saying it. Jurgen Klopp is the best manager we've had since Bob Hazley. End of story, right? Best footballer manager we've had since Bob Hazley. right? And anytime you compare what Slott's doing to Klopp, it's not telling you that he's better than Klopp. He's not. It's just not. But you're trying to tell people, listen, I know this is how we used to do it. We are really successful there. This is the way this guy wants to do it, and we'll hopefully be successful. But every time you kind of, oh, Klopp used to do it this way, it's not going, Klopp used to do it that way, and it wasn't great, was it? We won the game today, and this is the best way to do everything. That's not it. It's, he's doing it this way. It's working. There is frailties, there is issues. Every player, I think, on the pitch had an issue with one or two things, but that's okay. They're still winning games. I want to pick out a couple of players.
What he's done is he's watched hours and hours and hours of our matches. He's even watched hours of training sessions. He said it in his interview. And what he will have looked at his last season is where did it, what could he have improved on? Because like what Klopp was doing was excellent. He said it himself, it's excellent. But we need to be able to improve. And what he's obviously spotted is this, where we win the ball back, we turn the ball over, we immediately head for goal. And that was probably our Achilles heel last year, is when they win it back, we're kind of short at the back.
I understand that, but it's not like we're winning ball and never going for goal.
No, it's picking the moments.
Yeah, there is times where there's a ball on, boom, we might make it through. But there's times when we have a cross on. I was trying to say this to you earlier. One instance yesterday, Trent gets it right in front of me down the Anfield Road end. And the ball's played to him, and you see him pulling it out of his feet as if to go, I'm putting that in for Jota. And he looks, and Jota's standing there he's about 10 yards from goal, and he has two big centre halves. He's a full-back pulling in. He's a goalkeeper. And you're thinking, that'll have to be an unbelievable ball that three people can't get near, and only Jota can get near. And he turned around and played it back to Szoboszlai, who played it to Gravenberch, who played it out, and Salah ended up on it. And Liverpool made it, and actually ended up with Szoboszlai getting in the right-hand side, trying to cross it, got a corner. Right? Now, I'm not saying he couldn't hit that ball in and Jota couldn't score. But Slott's thing is, that's a massive risk where you have, remember, you have Gravenberch, who's close to the action, you have Salah, you have Trent, you have Szoboszlai, and you have Jota. Right? That's 5 players that are involved in this. That goalkeeper catches that ball.
Goosed.
Not that you're goosed, but he's thinking 5 of our players are in this area. He catches that and throws it. I'm not saying we won't be able to defend it, but the risk is much less if you play it. I think they're looking for an outcome in attacks where it's either keeper saves it and parries it, keeper saves it and hasn't got time to get up and do something quickly, ball goes in the net, or ball goes wide.
It gives us time to reset.
And just assessing the risks all the time. A couple of players though. Gravenberch. Excellent. At the same time I felt sorry for him. Really good on the ball. Lovely little delay on what he's doing to kind of drop his shoulder or just move his body, and people think he's going that way, and he just turns and plays a simple pass. But it looks simple, but it's just makes Brentford step one way and then go, oh, fuck, he's gone the other way now, I have to turn and run again. Really good on it, really good moving with it. One tackle he flew into, and I have no problem with that. Gets a yellow, no problem with it. But I felt sorry for him in the sense that he's meant to be the deepest, with one kind of beside him, one kind of ahead. But he seemed to be in a kind of staggered line up the pitch to trade him. And Salah was definitely cheating. Salah was staying very high, whereas I think Diaz was walking back a bit more. And he seemed to be the one pressing. Who just seemed to be, I said it on the Kop TV, prick thought he was Brian Laudrup running up the pitch, right? And I was like, how is he meant to be here and over on the right wing pressing this fullback and then be back in? And listen, they obviously do it some way, but I felt a bit sorry for him that he seemed to be the man that we're going to play everything through you. We're going to look for you to be cutting off lanes, but you have to go over there and press that fella. And my argument is, okay, you might want it to be a real kind of triangle of a tree, but surely Szoboszlai can go and do it. Or on the other side, surely McAllister can go and do that. But when I thought about it again, I thought to myself, if you push Szoboszlai out there, it opens up an area in the middle of the pitch. I know Gravenberch is there, but when I was thinking about it afterwards, I thought to myself, is he going there because they want to close it off? Because when he actually went, there was no space because McAllister came in, Szoboszlai came in. But maybe we're thinking two-dimensionally, where we're thinking, look, he's on that right side of the tree, he has to go. I don't know, I might be wrong, I just felt sorry for him, but I thought he was excellent.
I think I was reading stats on him last night. I think it was 72, was it 72 passes?
Yeah, highest break at 64 in snooker.
Three interceptions. Or he won the ball back 3 times, the most of anybody. What's he saying?
I don't know. What are you saying?
Ashley,
What about
Yeah.
it?
made a comment.
Go on.
Very good. It's mostly about lasagna.
Lasagna?
Chips or hot.
Oh,
Okay.
bang into it.
But Kev and Ashley, with Ashley, she said 91.5% passing rate. Yes.
For the team or for Gravenberch? Yeah.
What did Kev say? Kev hates Liverpool now.
Kev was mostly talking about legs, and you have to have play 95 minutes.
Yeah.
To have it in the legs.
Yeah, it's interesting. He says that about the legs, right? And it's very interesting about the stats. And I want to know more about lasagna. So, put it
Oh,
up,
here, I have a
Carlo.
secret ingredient, by the way.
It was something that Emmett said.
Ecstasy,
Lasagna,
cocaine.
No.
But no, but what I'm saying, but Kev's right. Like, and it goes back to, if you look at the three midfield there yesterday, and he brings on Endo, who doesn't suit what we're doing. But to run around, he's fine. But then after that, you've Elliot, who he brings on up front. Interesting enough. You've Jones, that's injured. And then you've Bojcetic, who's probably our next midfielder, who's rumoured to be going out. Right? Yeah, when you look at the midfield subs he makes yesterday, or who he leaves on the pitch, or whatever like that, it still screams out he needs a midfielder. And I don't want to get into the transfer stuff, but again, it showed yesterday. I would have loved someone very much in the ilk of Gravenberch to come on for Gravenberch instead of Endo.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying Curtis Jones. I think Curtis Jones is... Actually, when I look at this team, Curtis Jones is way more suited to the Szoboszlai version than even the McAllister version. McAllister's very neat, tidy, pirouettes, plays. You know, Gravenberch is much the same and looks to spread the ball. Szoboszlai is all about touch, running, and being the more the creative side of it in a much more, like, you know, smash bang wallop sort of fucking way. But on Gravenberch, I thought excellent overall, right? And when you go
He's
through
going to
the
have
team
bigger
there,
tests, though.
yeah, they're all going to have bigger tests, but you can only go on what you've seen. And again, I go back, and I'm taking this from the top, the Kop TV stuff you've done yesterday. I said that Salah was poor, and someone on that in the comments said, yeah, he didn't say the word poor until of course he came to Salah, like I'm some sort of fucking racist or something. But it's simply not true. I thought Salah was poor.
His
By
touch
his
was very
standards,
bad.
I thought his touch was
Yeah.
poor. It was bouncing off him. In fairness to him, your man Oya was hanging out him and he should have got more free kicks. But I counted it with the guy is world class. And even if he has a poor game where a couple of things slip under his feet or whatever it might be, he's electric second half.
Yeah.
He's gone by a man second half. He scores second half. If he gets on the end of that move, it's the goal of the season.
You said if he scores that,
I actually
I'm
said
getting up and walking out.
You're watching that, and Shawnee said, right? Shawnee looked at me when it happened, and he just looked at me like, what is going on? I said, Shawnee, that went in there, I was going home. And I was genuinely going home. But he was poor.
Oh yeah,
That's all right.
he had trampoline feet yesterday. Like I mean Szoboszlai even as well. Just so we're not accused of being racist. Szoboszlai had a few bad touches as well.
Szoboszlai waiting on the ball and stuff. Yeah.
Like, are we in a place now where we can't say a player had a poor game without sounding like we're racist or don't want the player at the club or whatever? You're allowed to say people had bad games.
What did you make of Trent going off and the reaction? And now, in fairness, Trent tweets after the game and says, first win at home this season. Fans were brilliant as usual. At LFC, done some sort of emoji.
No player likes getting taken off.
No.
Right? And I think it might have been Chris we were talking to in the pub last night, Chris Brack, and he was saying that Trent is trying to get into a rhythm, or he's only back. He was late coming back into pre-season. He feels he might be getting into a rhythm, and maybe that's why he was frustrated. We don't know what was said in the conversation on the bench, but he did look like a spoiled child.
Maybe he looked. But
that's what happened. Like, we get it every week.
I want a player in Noid coming off.
Yeah.
But I think if Liverpool have a League Cup game during the week, Trent starts and plays the 90 to get him into more of a rhythm. So he's trying to build him into this team, and he's keeping Bradley in it as well, right?
Yeah. I think Slot talked very well about it after the game in the post-match press conference.
Yeah.
He says we need him for more than just the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah.
So it's not, and I said this last week as well against Ipswich. He came off early against Ipswich as well. But it's not Trent was playing bad. It's right, we have our 2 goals, and now we're going to change things up, give lads a rest. But like I said, no player ever wants to come off the pitch.
Yeah.
People make comments saying, oh, when Diaz was coming off or whatever, he didn't throw a hoof or whatever. The only reason there's a narrative around this is because he hasn't got a contract.
Yeah.
If he's contracted to us till 2027, it's not an issue. It's not even a conversation point.
And my thing on it is, and I'm not saying all sweetness and light, but maybe Trent is upset with himself over something he's done, and he's gone off the pitch going, I made a bollocks. I would have liked him to put it right a little bit before I come off. And in fairness to him, I'm no body language expert, but it was like Slot went over and went, don't be worrying about it. It's all good. Hits him on the leg. Don't be worrying. And leaves, and Trent's a bit fucking upset. But Trent tweets after, and to be fair, I was actually not relieved, but surprised he tweeted after, because Trent has gone very quiet on social media.
Yeah.
But he comes out, and I think Trent might have looked at it and went, they've got the wrong end of the fucking stick here altogether. I need to put something out here just to fucking. And if Trent had stayed quiet on it, I think people would have went, he's definitely annoyed. But he comes out and does the
play
tweet.
devil's advocate.
He comes out the tweet. Yeah.
He doesn't want his new club thinking that he's a
A little bit. Yeah, that's true as well. That's true as well. But look, we're not going to keep it too much longer, because we just want to go back and drink points. To be honest with you, Emma has a lot of administration to do for Newtown Rangers, and he's given us half an hour of his time. I'd like to thank Emma for giving us 20 minutes of his time away from his busy fucking schedule. Anybody else want to talk about before we go?
Nunes.
Yeah.
Do you not want to talk about
No, I've no problem talking
we
about
spoke
Nunez.
about him a while ago.
Garmack has something to say.
Yeah, Garmack. Garmack, is it not knee or knee? And then Garmack says Nunez is Nunez.
Nunez. Okay, relax there, guy. On Nunez though, quickly, I think he done all right.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not going to tell you he's the best player on the pitch. He clears one and chases 100 yards down the pitch. Loved it. Anfield love him, by the way. Like, they're literally, I don't know who he was coming off for. Was it Jota?
I think
they were singing Jota's name, but as soon as Nunez appeared on that sideline, togged off, they literally sang his name. He came on the pitch, they sang his name. He couple of touches, they sang his name. He makes a couple of runs where, he's had 20 minutes football under this manager. He makes a couple of runs where you go, no, that's wrong, buddy. Like, that's not going to work. There's a couple of times you could have slipped them in and they don't. They're patient, but we've gone on about that. But the biggest thing for me was, all right, he misses the header, he's offside. But if he's actually onside, if he stays onside there, he doesn't get near that ball, because the ball is okay. It's not great. But the biggest thing for me was, it came into his feet a couple of times, onto his chest. He held it, took a couple of touches when needed, popped it off first time when needed. And that was the biggest thing for me in the whole offer.
And he was back there in his defensive duties as well.
Yeah.
He cleared one out in the 18-yard box.
Yeah.
The thing, and we were sitting here earlier on talking about it, because we know that we do have somebody that isn't a particular big fan of Nunez in a group chat.
Jonah,
yeah, we'll call him out.
Yeah.
But for me, we have to remember, and I said it, Nunez is night and day compared to the player that first arrived at Liverpool.
Yeah.
And that's because, and again to mention Klopp, last year he expected X, Y and Z out of him, and he changed his game. He did change his game. Slot now probably expects something else out of him, so he's going to have to change that again.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's his first 15, 20 minutes.
First 20 minutes, I think. Yeah.
Underneath Slot. I know he's training with him week in, week out, but he's young. He's still not great with English. He's probably having to completely change his style of play again now for a second manager. So it's going to take time. Not constantly making excuses for him, but I do think that there's a lot more. And I know when I said this earlier on, you were saying, so I think he offers a lot more than goals. But you think that's good in a Klopp system. But in Slot's system, he may need to start delivering more goals. And if we look at the way we were playing yesterday, we seem to be going to the byline. I don't want to say it was very Manchester City, but it was, and we know how much of an admirer he was. We seem to be getting to the byline and pulling it back towards the penalty spot. I think that's where Nunez is going to probably pick up his goals this season from pullbacks like that. And we have to give him time to see how he's going to flourish under this. You spoke about your man Jimenez at Feyenoord and how he used him. And you probably see him now going to try and use Nunez the way he used Jimenez. And that's completely different to the way Klopp wanted to use Nunez. So.
And you see, I think we keep banging on about how Nunez fits into this system and how look, he has to fit in. If he's walking around punching fellas in the head or just building the ball out, play for the crack, he doesn't fit. But what I'm saying is, when you talk about Slot is talking about Trent, and he's saying he's brilliant at this. and he can deal with that, and he can probably go and play up front. But I want him to play here. So there has to be a give and take. With Nunez, there has to be a bit of give and take. You have to be better on the ball. You have to be a little bit more intelligent, the run you make. But at times, Liverpool have to go, there's loads of space there, and that fella's really fast. Can you kick it in that space, please? And let's see what happens. Do you know what I mean? So, again, he's 20 minutes football. They all had issues yesterday at some stages. Van Dijk, all of them had issues. But not that you paper over them. You kind of go, yeah, that's fine. But we've won the game. So, I think it... Does he? Kev agrees.
Darwin has to almost relearn everything in how Slot wants to build up play.
Yeah. And he will have to learn.
Gravenberch says Nunez was born offside. No more needs sense.
Not like Gav to be negative.
Yeah. but the thing is, like, Elliot plays that ball in yesterday, right? So if you stop the screen on him when the ball's on the way in. Now move Nunez into an onside position. Move Nunez into an onside position in your own head, and then play it on. If he's in an onside position, that ball doesn't get near him. He's only getting to that ball because he's offside. And I'm not saying he's right to be offside, but I'm saying we're going on as if it was the best ball in the world and he was offside. Do you know what I mean? It happens. Like, go and watch any game in the Premier League. There's forwards offside all the fucking time. Do you know what I mean? Ollie Watkins is offside loads. They're offside. But my biggest takeaway from Nunez yesterday was good of his feet, good link up, worked hard. Yeah, he gets that. One thing I will say is he should have buried the fucking header and asked questions afterwards. 100%. You go, you're offside, buddy. Yeah, but I buried it. Yeah, I know, but you're offside. But when you miss it and you're offside, it's like, oh, listen, you're just giving people ammunition here. You know what I mean? But honestly, Anfield fucking adore him. And you know what? I think he should be given as much as a chance as anybody else. We've spoken about, does Luis Diaz fit? Does this person fit? Does that person fit? You have to give him time. And unless Liverpool sign another striker, that's what we're going with. But he didn't walk onto that pitch yesterday and everyone going, here's this prick. It was the fucking... he actually probably got the biggest chance of the day.
Yeah, no, he does.
You know? But look, I'm going to get Carlo to hit stop on this in a minute. I hope he doesn't make an absolute car crash of it. But we've done well.
He's done well so far, though.
Yeah, we have done well.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, quickly.
The new signing, the goalkeeper. Can you pronounce his name yet?
Yeah, Mamadashvili.
Excellent.
Yeah.
A1 there.
I know, yeah. I've been practicing all week.
Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli, as he's known around this parish. But
Can we ask the people that are watching? Because it's members.
yeah.
So,
Well, it won't be. It'll be a member show now, but it'll be on download. It's not.
great. People can still comment on there after, can't they?
Yeah.
So, on a Monday evening,
Yeah.
to get the real ref watch going
Yeah.
with Carl O'Shea.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
I think so, Carl.
Carlo says
Like,
it's not
you
for
need
Carlo.
to piss all over Dermot Gallagher's.
No.
Like, you need to prove who's the real Dermot Gallagher here.
Listen, I'll walk on him. All right. 6 cans of Madry, and I reckon I can get him. Anyway, we're gonna go. Carlo's gonna hit stop when we tell him to. That has been the Talkin Kop. Sorry for being late, but we're on the piss. You know, there's nothing we can do. Over now.